buddy. Another one. Get us a fan going here. Whew. Yeah. Clears the sinuses.
He's letting them rip.
I can't always put him up there with Grandpa too. We were talking last night. Said if Buddy pops up in videos and stuff, you know, it might be a good thing. I was thinking, man, if I just did a Buddy channel, he'd probably have triple the subscribers that we do already.
I'm sure. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Crosshairs. Today we got something special for you. It's a special segments that we're going to be doing. We're going to call them Behind the Crosshairs. That's where we're going to be taking a look at different current events that are taking place and giving our opinions on them and what went wrong and where things could have went a bit different. Today we're going to talk about the shooting that happened between two men in Lubbock, Texas. Those two guys' names are Chad Reed and Kyle Carruth.
It's tragic. Yeah. It's a horrible situation, no matter how you look at it. You know, we live in a society of broken homes, and the nuclear family, as they call it, or as we would say, the biblical family, is just under attack all the time. It's more than anything, it's inside the crosshairs.
Right.
So no, anytime there's these interactions between exes and, you know, new husbands and wives, and then when you throw the political aspect into it, it's just really bad situations. So this one really brings me to tears, but we wanted to show you guys kind of our opinions on it, because it's a very hazy self-defense.
Right. Make no mistake about it, this video, this situation, this incident will be used in training classes, and it's already being used on carry classes and carry websites for as a lesson. Because this right here, I can't think of too many more situations that can be more gray than this right here. So what we aim to do in this video is to take a look at it together. So we're going to come into your living rooms and we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. All right? So we're going to start this video off, and you guys are going to watch along with us, okay? So let's get on into it, and we can take a look at what happened, and
see the lessons we can learn from it.
Yes, and also want to give a small disclaimer: we are not attorneys, and we are not prosecutors, but we are pro 2A amendment, and we are trainers. So what we're going to do is try to train you and to teach you and educate you and enlighten you on what you can do to possibly prevent these things. And we're going to do some talking about what we feel is within the law and what's not. So I'm gonna go ahead and start the footage, and we'll take a look at what's going on.
Yep, let's roll it. See if I can make through it without tears this time.
All righty, here we go.
Unvarnished cell phone video captured by Chad Reed's wife, showing the world what happened moments before his death. Good evening, everybody. I'm Matt Still.
I'm Terry Furman. Attorneys for the widow of Chad Reed, a man killed in South Lubbock on November 5th, releasing this video this afternoon, saying that she wants to show the public exactly what happened. That video showing Kyle Carruth, the estranged husband of State District Judge Anne Marie Carruth, had a brief tussle with Reed.
Wow. So there's another thing. I don't know if people caught that. He's she's the husband of a state district judge. So, I mean, guys, no matter what, you know, let's be realistic. If you got judges in your family, in some small rural places or even in urban areas, that plays a factor.
Happens in big cities
right.
too.
I'm not going to go that much farther into it. If you can't read in between the lines here, that's on you. Let's continue.
Yeah, KLBK's Grace Morris has been on this story for us today. Of course, we know Reed's widow put out this video, but she's also filed something new in court, right?
Yeah, Terry, Matt, that petition was released by Jennifer Reed's lawyer, Matthew Harris. She's petitioning to take custody of Chad Reed's children, her stepchildren, away from their mother, Christina Reed. On top of all that, Kyle...
I don't know how exactly I feel about that.
Wow. So, wow. I mean, so now the dad's new wife is trying to take custody of the kids from the biological mother. I don't know how that is going. That's just this is just a mess. This is a mess. Let's continue.
Caruth's attorney saying today he believes Kyle was justified in this shooting. And a quick warning, many of this video is disturbing.
Where's my son?
The shooting death of Chad Reed has sparked questions and speculation from all over West Texas. But Wednesday, Chad Reed's widow, Jennifer Reed, and Kyle Caruth's attorney releasing videos of what led up to Chad Reed's death on November 5th.
You keep trying to keep my son from me, I'm fixing to drag you and Anne-Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom, I'm subpoenaing Anne-Marie. This is on video. Yeah, I leave! You like it, David, I'll take it from you.
Ooh, whoa.
Call 911.
That got physical real quick.
Yeah. So, oh wow, and there's the. Oh wow, let's just keep rolling. Oh wow, that was a shot. Ooh.
Let's go ahead and pause that real quick. We got a lot to break down right there. First of all, I don't see why that gun came out.
Right.
You know, we don't know the history of all of it.
Right.
All divorces, even the best ones, are messy. You know, even if it's amicable.
Right. Allegedly, from what we've looked at, is that the mother of the children was having an affair with Mr. Caruth, and then she divorced and they got married and had been married allegedly for a couple of months. And so husband remarries, he's got his new wife in the car.
And she's the one that was sitting in the car filming, listening to Dixie Chicks. Yeah.
And apparently, allegedly, the story that I heard, because I'd seen this on another site, is that the mother, the father had went to the school to pick up his son.
Yeah.
And the school said that they had been out sick for the day. Yeah. And he went to the mom's house to pick the son up, and he's not there.
So where's my son at?
So,
and all she would tell him is, oh, he's just not here.
Right. Now, as a father,
you start thinking the worst at that time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you are now playing games that, you know, just word to you guys out there, this could have went, you know, either or. This is why you don't play these types of games, because any mother or any father that has gone to pick up their child and they're called in sick from school, they're like, okay, well, I'll swing by mom's, and then they're not at mom's, so then you're looking like, well, you know, where is he at, grandma? So now you are playing, this is not these vindictive games. These are not the games you want to play, because you play stupid games, you're going to win stupid prizes. I mean, this This is terrible. You do not play with people's children on this type of level and play like no one know my son ain't with grandma's school or with you. You're gonna have to explain to me where my child is.
Yeah. And maybe more will come out in the court case.
Right.
We don't
Right.
know if
Right.
this was a regular occurrence, if this was
Right.
something that the mom was,
Right.
pulling regularly, or
Yes.
if dad was pulling. We don't know.
Right.
I know that kids get used as bartering tools.
Right.
In a lot
Absolutely.
of divorces and
Right.
and relationships. So,
But this right here, dude, this is where you're playing with. This is deadly games. I don't care. This is my opinion, and you have yours. And I don't know if you start making parents think the worst. You better be prepared to take it to that level, whatever you guys want to call it. But this is not cool. This is not any type of way of adult, and how adults should act. But sadly, this is the reality that we live in. Okay,
because there is right or wrong in the real world,
right?
But there's right and wrong, and then there's
Right.
messing with somebody's kids,
right? The second thing I would like to add to that is, I understand that's his wife and he's the new husband, but as far as these stepfathers go, stepfather is okay, but understand what you are and your place. You are a stepfather. You are not the biological father. And sometimes stepfathers can overstep their boundaries, and the delusion is created in their head that they are more rights than the father. And that's absolutely not the case.
Whether it's something like this or just something as simple as disciplining a child.
Right. Yeah, you can go straight to jail for that. So we're gonna get back into it, and let's see how this goes.
And obviously there is something, because Dad already said that cops are on the way to Grandma's house, so he's upset enough that he's got the cops looking for his son. So I can't imagine the thoughts going through at that time. But, all right, let's watch the rest of it.
My son. I'm recording it! Oh my God!
After their
That
initial
didn't have to happen.
investigation, LPD
No.
did not charge or arrest Caruth. Jennifer also releasing on Wednesday a petition to get full custody of Chad's children from their mother, Chad's ex-wife Christina Reed, saying in the affidavit Christina has, quote, endangered the physical and mental well-being of the children by permitting them to be in the presence of the man who killed their father. But Kyle Caruth's attorney David Gwynn says what Kyle did was done in self-defense, saying, quote, all Texans may lawfully brandish a firearm to protect themselves, their property, and their business. Careful study of the video showed Kyle's gun was brandished but never pointed at Reed. It was only after Mr. Reed said, I'll take your gun, and slinging him across the patio like a scarecrow, then stepped toward him, that Mr. Caruth pointed the gun at Mr. Reed. It is my opinion, because of their knowledge of all the facts and the Texas Castle Doctrine, and having done a thorough job, that LPD knew this was a justifiable homicide. Our hopes are that a Lubbock grand jury will do a thorough investigation of all the facts and will clear Mr. Caruth. The Lubbock County District Attorney's Office has recused itself from this case because there was a potential a local elected official could be called as a witness. So it's now under investigation by the Texas Attorney General's Office. We also reached out
That's
to
the
Kyle Caruth today, but he did not
judge.
respond to our
Yeah.
request for comment. And if you'd like to watch
Makes
the
it a
full
whole
videos
nother
of what
sticky
happened,
situation.
go to our website, everythinglubbock.com, but a warning, both those videos are graphic.
Yeah. See, his ex-wife is a judge, and then it's a lot. So that's why I say it. This here is the stickiest you can get.
Yeah, there's a lot wrong in this
Yeah.
video.
Yeah.
On both sides.
Right.
Yeah. I understand both sides. You know,
Right.
if I was that new stepdad and here comes dad,
5 to 20 pounds of toxic.
very, very upset,
Right.
and understandably, but I don't see why that gun came out for the first thing. I don't understand why there was a warning shot, because we do not fire warning shots in Texas. That can get you in a lot of trouble. If you have a need to fire your gun, then you're using it with deadly force. You're using it to protect life.
Right.
So threatening somebody and shooting rounds at them is never right. You can hurt somebody else. That one went into the deck, fortunately. But what if it would have, hit concrete and went into a neighbor's house or hit one of these kids that's inside?
Okay, so here we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to break this down. All right. So let's start with the father coming to the property. Okay, walking on the property. Let's walk through this. And he's looking for his child. There's nothing wrong. He is not in a threatening manner. He does not present or brandish a weapon. And he is a little upset, but he has every right to be. He's looking for the child and concerned about the well-being of his child. What we don't know is if the woman has said that the child is at her mom's, although I see no one going to get him from his mom. So this child is missing from what we have here and what we've seen online. So that's all we have to go off of. The second thing is he has every right to yell and threaten to summon you into court because you're not allowing him to see his child. That's completely understandable.
But there was no threat of violence.
Right, there's no threat of violence. There's no element of deadly force being presented there. Now, the third thing I would like to add is that if you are under a court order to have that child there by a certain time, then and you are withholding that child and no one knows where that child, then that's so there's certain little sticky laws that you can't be doing stuff while committing a crime. So if you guys were committing a crime, it's a misdemeanor crime, but you are committing a crime by not allowing the father to see the child. So yeah, this is all going to boil down to whether or not the court's going to take, because typically courts, this is funny, so typically courts take everything into consideration. They do. Like, did you need to use the gun? Was this a deadly threat? Typically, being honest with you, ask any 2A person, any training academy, you shoot an unarmed man, you going to prison. He better be beating you half to death. You better be looking at the light and looking at him and then grab your firearm. I mean, to shoot an unarmed man is not a smart thing to do. I don't think that this was a smart thing to do, and this could have been avoided at just going in the house and shutting the door. He has a right to bear arms on his property. I think that's where the court's gonna, take everything to consideration and say, did you need to go in there and grab it? You could have, avoided this. But he does legally have a right, whether it needed to be, in a holster or sheath or in his hand, that, that's going to just let the court decide. Now, let's talk about Mr. Reed's actions. It is never smart to walk up on someone with a loaded firearm.
Whether you have a right or not,
right.
Somebody pulls a gun, get out of there as fast as you can.
Right.
I don't care if you got to apologize and get out of there. Do not put yourself in a situation or stay in a situation where something like that happens. And on the other side, always know that a firearm is going to escalate a situation 100%
a weapon,
of the time.
A weapon, any weapon, right? 100%.
Because whether you're right or wrong, a I do not want to get in a fist fight.
Right.
But I do not want to escalate a situation that could be avoidable. And
Right,
the
absolutely.
number one self-defense technique is always going to be de-escalation.
That's right.
And this could have been, all that father needed to say was, cops are on the way.
Right.
What do you need that gun for? And walk back
Right.
to your truck. Get out of there.
Right.
Let the cops handle it.
Right. Absolutely.
But if you're the one pulling that gun, now, no matter what that other person was doing,
Right.
now they're in a life or death
Right.
situation, whether you intend on pulling that trigger or
Absolutely.
not.
Absolutely.
You've got two choices at that time. Either they're going to kill you, or you disarm them, or
Right.
which is,
Right. So let's take it further. Then the father walks up. And hey, what you gonna do? And then there's the warning shot, right there.
And they both, you can see those chests pop out.
See right there. So here we go. You see, everybody looks at what happened after all this when he grabs the gun and slings him off the porch.
Yeah.
Well, doing this,
Yeah.
is not a
It is threatening. It is not a threat.
It's not a threat, but it is threatening. That's where all this gray area stuff comes, and then that's when he fires the warning shot.
Which,
And then,
if
then he
you're
go.
that-
Then that's when his threat comes. What you gonna do? You better, you better, and all this, because I'm gonna take it from you. That's a big no.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it from you, and I'm gonna use it on you. That's an issue right there.
But that's at that warning shot.
But at that warning shot,
that's where
that's aggravated assault.
Because I'm back on Dad's side.
Right,
Once
with
that
a
happens.
deadly weapon. That's aggravated assault. So we have to. Everybody wants to look at grabbing the weapon and flinging him off the porch is like, oh, that's justified. We have to. The court, trust me, this is not over yet. The court will look at all the circumstances. Were you in justified in using deadly force? Because deadly force starts at that warning shot. Everybody think, oh, I can throw one. No. You watching too much TV. Deadly threat came when you, and possibly when you went and got that gun, because the court will take all that dad was just up there saying, I'm taking you to court, you to court, you to court. Where is my child? You keep trying to take my child from me. That is not deadly threat. Then you walk inside and grab a firearm for no reason at all. The court does not look at it that way just because you have a right. They will take all this into consideration.
Yeah.
I mean, he walked up on you. He could have been walking up on you to tell you and yell at you because he has no sign of any threatening manner, but threatening to take y'all to court. So at this point, he's up in your face and he's angry because y'all are hiding this kid from him.
As far as he knows, that kid's in a hole in the backyard.
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
So they're gonna the court will look at that and y'all hiding his son from him and things of that nature. And when you fired that warning shot, to me, I was like, oh, no.
And especially in the heat of
Right.
the moment, you don't
Right.
know. Warning
Right.
shot's illegal. You don't know.
Warning shots
was
are
that
illegal.
a warning shot?
Right. You had not been hit. You had not been.
Yep.
You had not been touched. I mean, just in your face. Chest. That is not going to be considered a threat. And then at that point, that's aggravated assault. So then you have to say, when you shot the warning shot, does he not have a chance to defend himself at this point because he's being assaulted?
Yeah, was it a warning shot, or was this guy
Right.
so trigger happy that
Right.
it was a negligent discharge?
Me and you talked about that, and you said, Jay, I don't think that was a warning shot. Do you remember you said that?
Yeah,
to me?
yeah.
So there's a lot of people, if you watch other videos, they don't think that was quite a warning shot. We think that was why we say finger off the trigger until you're ready to shoot. I think that also was a shot that went, that was made off of adrenaline.
Yeah.
And
well, I've heard it in the gun stores.
Yeah.
And what happens every time the police have to shoot somebody? What
Right.
do you hear? Why didn't they just shoot him in the leg?
right, guys, when you bring your butts out there to the range, incidents happen in the blink of an eye. pro shooters can't draw a gun and then just shoot that quick and react and shoot someone in the leg, especially with innocent and just commotion going on. Get real. The second thing that you guys need to know about is the artery that's in your leg. Talk to them about it, Seth.
There are multiple arteries. There's
Right.
countless people that have died from bleeding out from
Right.
a leg wound. Whether
Right.
that's when I was offshore, I watched a guy sharpening his knife, and I
Right.
don't know how he did it, but he buried
Right.
that 5-inch blade
Right.
straight into his thigh.
What's that main artery?
the femoral?
The femoral artery.
which
Yeah.
you can bleed out in
Yeah.
under a minute if you sever
And you're
that.
gone. So a lot of people are just shoot them in the leg. The leg is one of the deadliest places to get shot.
In the gun store, I've heard
Right.
it countless. No, I don't ever want to have to kill
Right.
somebody. I'm just going to shoot him in the leg
Right.
or the arm.
But back to the topic, the most tragic part of this, and I do think that the court will definitely take a look at this. I know this video is running kind of long. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up. The lack of emotion from this guy, Mr. Caruth, and his wife and the husband's
New wife.
in the truck. I'm sorry, because it's just terrible. It's either you guys been having this vendetta going on for some time and you wanted to do that, or everybody's in clear and utter shock.
Yeah.
Nobody's ready. I ain't want to do this. He just sit up there just like he just murdered someone. I ain't want to do it. I told y'all.
Yeah. And
It's gonna be y'all. I told y'all get off my like just completely, And the ex-wife just arguing back with him. You didn't have to. What?
yeah. Shock is a very real and very serious
Yeah.
thing, especially in a shooting situation.
The only person that reacted was whoever the young lady was in the house who started screaming. Oh my God! That's the only person that. Everybody else outside was just.
Yeah, and we don't know what's going through the minds at that time. I am not a psychologist by any means. I got my issues up here as it is, but the reactions that was there, or lack of reaction, was the saddest part to me. He just took away the father of his stepchildren. Mm-hmm. So no matter what the situation, the whole he shouldn't have been here.
Right.
And
I mean, and then you're gonna have to explain that to your son when he grows up. But hey, man, sad, tragic case. Want you guys to chime in on the comments on this one and let us know your thoughts and opinions on this. And remember, we can't just break this down with just where he grabs him and slings him off of the porch area there, and then he takes the shots. Also just know, because this isn't done yet, as far as we know, is because that he's got judges in his family, and then this has to go to the Attorney General's office to look at. So this one's a real sticky one, guys. We've given y'all thoughts, and and we want you guys to chime in and really let us know what you think. Sad all the way around, either way you look at it. Sad ordeal that didn't have to happen. For me, let's say we give him a final. What do you think? What do you think the outcome will be? This one's so sticky. This is the grayest. I think that they're gonna make some new laws because of this case.
I'm really lost on how it will turn out, because I'm torn in it.
Right.
There was a lot that's within the law. Mm-hmm. They were both practicing lawful situation there.
Right.
But both of them were very, very wrong also.
Right.
So I'm very interested to see how this is going to come out. If I had to guess, I don't think this guy's going to be charged for it.
Right. Because of being able to have the firearm on the property.
Yeah. But regardless of how it turns out, if you take one thing away from this video, this horrible situation is... as Active Self-Protection says, practice that verbal judo.
Right.
We carry our weapons every day, but what do we always say?
Right.
It's a shield, not a sword.
That's right.
I pray every night, Lord, please never let me have to draw my weapon.
Absolutely.
But if I do, make me swift and accurate. So de-escalate always. None of us want to take a life.
Yeah, it's emotional and traumatizing to the person that has to take the life that you're making them do that. So,
and no matter what, now these kids grow up without a father.
Right.
And
yeah, I mean, it's really going to be interesting to see your thoughts. And there's a lot of people that I know have been asking me my opinion on it, since this is what we do. But you guys also have to there's so much to take into account. A lot of people who think they know politics, you can see a lot of people clearly don't, because we both know, if you did this in California or New York,
whole different story.
Yeah, you do this and we know what's gonna happen. So you go to some liberal areas and you're gonna find out. So that's another aspect of it. Where are you? What on the political realm? So
if you're in New Jersey, you better crawl out your back window. You better not even do this inside your home.
You know what I think honestly is gonna happen? What they're probably gonna end up doing? I think that guy's gonna get off with manslaughter. If it's manslaughter or nothing, I think it's going to be somewhere in there.
I would think that'd be the maximum.
Yeah, he's not going. If they were to get you, it's not going to go to him. It's going to be manslaughter.
Yeah, I don't think he'll serve time for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Get in those comments, guys. We got to go. Thank y'all for watching. This was a sad one, but those are our thoughts and opinions. This one was a tough one. We want to hear what you guys have to say, though. We want to know what you have to think. Get in those comments. Let us know. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hit the video. And until next time, we'll see you later, baby.